Yeah? Available, loyal, and spiritual. Yeah. When we say one is availability, what do you consider in availability? Time. Another, presence. Time, presence, commitment. What else? Angalia notes yako. Passion. Yeah. All those. Now, workers, singine ninatoa spontaneously from my head. Kwa hivyo, but tumesema availability, turudie. Ukiangalia noti yako, ili ikiwa kuna mtu hakuweza availability, when one is available, tumesema one, yule anakumbuka, time, ate? You can't lead in absentia, that is presence. So you must be present. You must be ready to you make use of your time well. You must be present. Another thing, availability. You must be available in class and workshops. We also said about commitment, isn't it? And passion. Mambo kama haya. And when we talk about loyalty, yeah, you must be obedient to the system. Yeah. To the leadership. So you must know your leaders. So hii ni lazima unaweza kujua leaders wako, because it is very important for you to know your leaders and you are obedient. Anything else? You must be passionate. Anything else? You must be loyal even to one another. You respect the other people. See, we submit to one another, isn't it? Yes, that is part of royalty. Spiritual. Yeah. 3 qualities of one who is spiritual. Christ-centered. Bible-based. When we talk about being Christ-centered, what do you put into consideration when one is Christ-centered? Yeah? Sema kwa nguvu, Monica. You believe? Yeah. Yeah? You preach Christ, si ndio? And you teach Christ. Na hii nikiemphasize, you don't teach yourself. Na sio hekaya za wabunuwasi. Si mnajua nini ile nini za Waruhuku na Waruhiti, na za giant aliye na jisho moja, hizo ndizo tunaita hekaya. Si Kiswahili hiyo? Yeah, but you teach Christ, teach Bible stories, teach what Christ taught, isn't it? So, and that is also very good. You teach what Christ taught. That is very important. Na you inakuwa, even you don't teach your bishop, Your bishop is not the Christ. Si ndio? But Christ is Christ. Kuna watu very proud. Akienda darasa is like anapreach himself. Si ndio? Ni yeye center of focus. Lakini yetu, our center of focus is Christ. Our nini is Christ centered. Our loyalty to the organization, to one another, to the leadership. Spiritual, we must be Bible. It's here tulisema you must be Bible based na whatever. Good. Now I want us to go to another level. Na hii bado ningetaka kuangalia mwalimu kama leader. And mwalimu akiwa leader, I'm going to bring 7 portraits of a leader. 7 portraits of a leader as it is in the Bible. And these 7 portraits, mnajua portraits ni kama zile picha tunaweka kwa kama ya Ruto. Si tuna portrait ya? So, what are those 7 portraits of a leader? And Paul uses like 7 metaphors. Metaphors, they are ni mifano ya a leader. What a leader should look like. What a leader should look like. We are going to read from 2 Timothy chapter 2. 2 Timothy chapter 2 from verse number 2. I may not be able to, but you get these portraits from 2 Timothy chapter 2 from verse number 2 all the way to verse number 26. And you will see those portraits. And we shall read as we continue because I don't want to take a lot of time. Nitaileta, ninawaongoza kwenye verse, alafu mnaona hiyo portrait na mnaona inakuwa namna gani. The first thing, Paul, to understand, this was Paul writing to Timothy, na Timothy alikuwa ni mtu Paul alikuwa anamlea ili awe a good leader. Na kwa hivyo akamwambia, for you to be a good leader, the first thing that you will see, the verse number 1, let's look at 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse number 1. There one, this is not a portrait, but this is just introduction. Verse number 1. You then, my son, be strong in the grace that in Christ Jesus. So, as a leader, before I bring the portrait, you must be strong. Naambia watoto ukitaka watoto wanajua strength ni namna hii. Siani, mtoto najua mimi ni strong. Si hata nyinyi ni lazima muwe nini? Strong. Because God, those that have listened to me in this church, I have said God does not use weak people. God does not use weak people. So for you to be a good leader, you must be strong. Na ni lazima uwe strong. Na hivi ndivyo Mungu alimwambia Joshua. When he was telling them, he was telling Joshua, now Moses is dead. Now, ongoza hawa watu wafuke nini? Mto. Waende waka-occupy the land. And he told Joshua, be strong. Bwana asifiwe. Na kwa hivyo hata nyinyi nawaambia muwe strong, na kwa sababu nyinyi ni walimu wa Sunday school, sema tutakuwa strong, tutakuwa strong. Si ya kwamba kila kakitu kaupepo kadogo kanakuagusha. Mzazi ameingia hapo, ameleta makelele na wewe unasema sitakuwa nikifundisha. Si wakati mwingine wazazi wanawaletea makelele. Mwingine mzazi anaweza hata kuja aingie na achukue mtoto wake na afanye nini? Hiyo si kitu ya kukufanya uwake. Ati wewe useme sitafundisha tena. Be strong. Uza mwenzako mwambie be strong. Usiwe unakasirishwa na kitu ovyo ovyo. Hata you must be strong. Katoto kanaweza hata kuleta nyoko. Siku ingine tunafanya makelele na misbehave. You must be strong. That you are strong, you are immovable. I like what the Bible says let me talk about strength kidogo. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, the very last verse, ili ujue vile strength means. Inasema 58, First Corinthians chapter 15, verse number 58. It says, therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm, let nothing move you. Give yourself fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. Isn't it? Let me read from the New King James Version, because I like it in the New King James Version. The New King James Version, it says, therefore, beloved brethren, be steadfast. Sema, abia mwenzako, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. There are three words here. How do you pronounce steadfast? Is it steady? Pronounce kama mwalimu. Steady. Do we say steadfast or steadfast? Eh? Sema how do we pronounce it, Lydia? Unajua wakati mwingine nakosolewa. Steady? Is it coming from the word steady? Steadfast. Yeah? Ate? Steady? Steadfast. Mwambie mwenzako, be steadfast. Then immovable. Immovable ni kitu hakiwezi kufanya nini? Hakuna upepo unaweza kukufanya nini? Kukusoga na kukuodoa. Immovable. Then the other word is abounding. Eh? Abounding ni mtu hafanyi nini? Haondoke. Abounding. Keeping on keeping. Keep on keeping. Ambia mwenzako, keep on keeping on. That is abounding. That you abound in the good work. And let nothing move you. Hiyo ni kusema you are immovable. And you stand firm. To stand firm, that is to be steady fast. Na hiyo ni and the other one, abounding, is fully giving yourself fully to the work, isn't it? Giving yourself fully to the work. Kwa hivyo, and that is being strong. That is the definition of being strong. Being steadfast, immovable, and abounding. That is how you are strong. If somebody asks you how what is the definition of now? The biblical definition of being strong is one, steadfast, immovable, and abounding. Na nimesema to be steadfast is standing firm. To be immovable is to do what? It is you will not allow anything to move you. Abounding is giving yourself fully to the work without absconding your duties, without retreating, without leaving. That is how you are going to be strong. And this is what Paul was telling Timothy, my son, be strong. Na sisi hatuwi strong hivyo, we are strong by the grace of God. We are strong by and the grace of God, the word grace is God's enablement. The word grace is God's enablement. So the strength that we have is the strength that we are being enabled by nani? Kwa hivyo, the grace of God is the one that makes us strong. Sio nguvu zetu sisi wenyewe, ni by the grace of God. Kwa sababu sisi tunamtegemea Mungu na ni Mungu anatupa nguvu ya kustahimili ili tusiweze kuwa watu wanaweza kuondoshwa ovyo ovyo. Na kwa hivyo ndivyo. So and then now we come to the portrait. The portrait of a good leader. The first one is in 2 Timothy mahali tulisema chapter 2, 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse number 2. Paul akamwambia Timothy, the things you have heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, and trust, let me use the New King James Version, inasema be able to teach. The first portrait of a leader is that one of a teacher. So you are a teacher. And let me tell you, as a teacher, leader, what this portrait want to say is that you are productive. A teacher is productive. Kwa sababu, Biblia inasema, things that you have heard me say, commit them to faithful men. A teacher is productive. Did you know that you multiply your knowledge when you commit your knowledge to other people? Do you know I'm multiplying knowledge? What I am teaching you today, if you teach others, there is productivity, isn't it? So when you teach, you become productive. So as a teacher, you must be productive. You are a teacher. Na kwa hivyo, you must train yourself to be a good teacher, and a teacher is a productive person. Kwa sababu, teacher multiplies knowledge. And you multiply knowledge by committing this knowledge to other people. You are not only going to teach those children, but you are also going out to teach other teachers. Si sasa hapa tuko very few. Kama Kiambu, we are actually more than the people we are here. Kwa hivyo chairman, hii mambo ni lazima uende sasa na karamu ile tuna record. Uandike vizuri ili utichi watu wako. This is how you multiply knowledge. So what you have learned today, it is not yours. It is for you to teach. The second portrait, verse number 3, is that you must endure hardship as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. A leader is a soldier. Say I'm a soldier. Si tulikuwa tunaimba hata tukiwa Sunday school, tulikuwa tunaimba hivi, I'm a soldier in the air. Bado mnafundisha watoto hivyo? So the first soldier ni wewe. Kabla hujafanya watoto wako soldier, wewe ndiye soldier. Guza mwenzako mwambie you are a soldier. And the quality of a soldier ni kama ile nilisema, a soldier first of all is loyal. A soldier first of all is a loyal servant. That is the one of the very good quality of a soldier. A soldier is very loyal. Kama sasa wale wanaambiwa wataenda Haiti, 1,000 soldiers. Wakati commander in chief atasema waende, sasa hata ikiwa baba yako hataki, ni lazima ufanye nini? Wende. So because we are under a high command, and there are several qualities of a soldier here. A soldier endures hardship. A soldier endures hardship. Na niseme hii kazi si rahisi, but we have the grace of God. Si Biblia inasema we are strong by the grace of God. It is not easy, but it is possible. To be a soldier is not easy, but it is not an impossible task, because there is grace to carry us through. So you, as a teacher, know that you are a soldier. And for a soldier, there is nothing like giving up. A soldier does not give up. Kwa hivyo wewe ukiwa a children leader, a Sunday school teacher, there is nothing like giving up. Sema, I will never give up. I will never say I'm a winner. Nasema, winners never quit. I will never quit. Say, quitters never win. I'm not a quitter. I'm a winner. Because quitters never win and winners never quit. Are you a soldier? Uliza mwenzako, are you a soldier? Na umwambie quitters never win and winners never. So be a winner, never quit. Hata kukiwa na hardship, winners never quit. Kwa hivyo, you will face some hardship in this ministry, but you are not going to quit, because you are going to stand firm, you are going to be immovable, and you are going to abound. Sidio? Say, I'm a winner, because I am steadfast, I am immovable, and I abound in good work. Very good. Another portrait number, verse number 5. Verse number 5. And also, if anyone competes in athletics, he is not crowned unless he competes according to the rules. Say, I'm an athlete. So another portrait of a teacher leader is that one of an athlete. Wale watu wanakimbia, ana wanacheza, wanadu those michezo tunaita track event. Si mnajua track event? Verse number 5, an athlete. I'm reading from the New King James Version. New King James Version. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse number 5. An athlete. Na hapa tunaambiwa, an athlete is never crowned unless he competes according to the rules. And na hii inasema, therefore an athlete is disciplined. Sema disciplined. You cannot be a teacher, leader without discipline. So you instill discipline to children. Therefore, you are supposed to be a role model. Sema discipline. Because teacher Apida is a teacher. Niambie kitu kimoja kinaonyesha mtu ana discipline. One thing. Discipline. Kitu kimoja kinaonyesha, kina reflect mtu ni discipline. And I know you treasure it too much. And you keep pushing me. Yeah? Very good. Clap for her. She keeps pushing me. Because sometimes I'm not time conscious. Lakini, any good teacher is very time. You cannot say you have discipline if you don't know how to keep time. So an athlete must be disciplined. He prays according to the rules. Na kwa hivyo, if you are a teacher leader, it will be very unfortunate ikiwa watoto wataingia darasa mbele yako, wewe hauna discipline. Na si mimi nasema. Because as a teacher, in fact, you should be there. Uhakikishe darasa ni safi, darasa is well arranged, discipline. Kwa sababu, what happens if children comes before you? What happens if children comes before you? Tell me. It's because you are a teacher.
Sometimes they misbehave and engage in
They disorganize the class. They can start fighting and hurt one another. They even can go out. Sidio? Hata wanaweza kula sadaka. So mwalimu anastahili kuwa na high sense of discipline. Na kitu kimoja kinaonyesha mtu ana discipline is time. Because if you are there na watoto wakukute hapo, mahali kiti uliweka, atakuja afanya nini? Akae hapo. They will keep quiet. Kwa hivyo, one other portrait of a good teacher is discipline. Tuko pamoja? Na hiyo discipline ni mambo yoyote. Hata the way you do things. If you tell them to keep time, you keep time. If you tell them to keep quiet, you are not also a noise maker. Are there some teachers who are noise makers? Yes, teachers can also be noise makers. Na kuorosa. So you are. If you are telling children not to eat sadaka, hata wewe haukuli. Haukuli sadaka, sidio? There are things. If you are telling children to be smart, si lazima uwe nini? Uwe smart. Usiwe fogodhari ati unaambia watoto waje wameshana nywele na yako imekaa fogodhari. Because Sunday school ni kama shule. You tell every child should have a handkerchief. Ukisema watoto, kila mtoto awe na handkerchief, unafanya nini? Wanaona hata wewe una. Na nawaambia handkerchief yako ni lazima iwe clean. Yako isiwe black. Sidio? So there are those things. When it comes to discipline, it also talks about order. Athletes are very orderly. Sidio, you are very orderly when the way you do things. Disciplined people are very orderly. They keep things are kept in the right place, in the right time. You tell them to come with the pen and a paper. That is part of discipline. So you are disciplined, you make sure. So I think that's an athlete. You keep time, you pray to the rules, there are rules. Na kwa hivyo, najua kwa darasa zenu kuna rules. Are there rules? Ani kuna rules? Mnaweka? Kuna sheria mnaweka? Kwa hivyo kuna rules and you make sure you keep those rules. Na wewe ndiye wa kwanza kuweka nini? Rules. Okay. The other portrait, number 6 and 7, is that one of a hard-working farmer must be first to partake of the crops. Consider what I say, and may the Lord give you understanding in all these things. The other portrait of a teacher leader is that one of a farmer. Sema mkulima. A farmer. And a farmer has this one quality. A farmer is a hard worker. Hard working. You cannot be a teacher leader na uwe lazy. Hard working. You must prepare your lesson. Huwezi kuwa mtu prepare ate unakuja kufikiri ni nini unafundisha mbele ya watoto. And I think that's why your director was saying sasa mutafuata. I think muna ile curriculum. So if you are to teach on Sunday, you should start preparing on Monday. Munanielewa? If you are to teach on Sunday, you should know that I'm teaching on Sunday. So start preparing on Monday. You prepare well. If there are your illustrations na kuna vitu unataka kuonyesha, ikiwa ni kadrama unataka kufanyisha, hako kadrama unakajua vizuri na umekarihas either in mind or you have rehearsed with your kids, the wale ungetaka wafanye nini? Are we together? So you must be hard working. You cannot be a teacher and be lazy. A lazy Sunday school teacher is a liability. Liability kwa Kikuyu ni mzigo. Ati liability ni nini? Mwalimu mulezi ni mzigo kwa kazi ya Sunday school. Let's all be hard working. Situinue mikono tumwambie Mungu nisaidie kuwa hard working. Must be hard working. I read my Bible well. I prepare my lesson well. Na mambo kama hayo. Sidio? So, and if you are a hard worker, know that you are going to get good produce and you enjoy a good harvest. Because you will not enjoy a good harvest if you are not hard working. So you must work hard. Another portrait, number 5. Portrait number 5, you go to verse number 15. Be diligent to present yourself approved to God, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, lightly dividing the word of truth. This is diligence. And that other portrait ni tunasema ni ya a worker. And this is the word that I want to bring here. A worker is diligent. Is diligent. How do you say diligent or diligent? Diligent. And diligent, another word hapa imetumiwa na NIV, anasema study to present yourself to God, one who is approved. What is to study? STURDY. Study is to make effort. Si tunaambia watu wanasema I'm going for study, si ndio? I'm going to make effort, isn't it? And that is another word of being diligent. You are a person who can study, who make effort in everything that you are going to do. When you make effort, you want to be approved to God. You are a good worker. A person with good effort, you make effort. You don't want to fail your God. Kwa sababu usipoweka Kikuyu ni wikire kio, ikira kio nigetha wionanie ati wi muruti wira utangiconoka ni undu wa wira uria Ngai ekite atia. Koguo you are diligent. And I don't know how we can differentiate this from the farmer, but diligence has also to do with the consistency. Consistency ni yule mtu ukifanya leo, si ya kwamba utaacha kesho. Unafanya leo, unaendelea kesho, na unaendelea kesho kutwa. Tuko pamoja? Sio mtu unafanya ukiacha, unaenda na unafuatilia. Mimi nililewa na nyanya yangu na mama yangu, kwa sababu baba yangu alikuwa anafanya kazi mbali sana, na nyanya yangu alikuwa ananifurahisha sana, kwa sababu kwetu tunashiba na mkono, hatushibi na ng'ombe ama na murau. Tunashiba na nini? We prepare the ground with the hand. Nini? Na kwa hivyo nikienda kuchimba, nyanya yangu na niondoke, hata nikiondoka kabla ya saa 7, aliniambia umefanya kazi mzuri, lakini kesho urudi hapo uendele. So she never castigated me of leaving the work kabla sijamaliza, but she insisted mahali hau wakinya mbere umake sure rucio no ugatwara mbere yonaki na thutha. Wale wa Kikuyu mnajua kitu tunaita mbere. Mbere ni mahali umeanza kufanya nini? Is a portion, si ndio? A portion where you have reached. Make sure tomorrow you continue until you have completed. So do not abandon. That is to be consistent. Sio unakuja leo, kesho hayuko kwa darasa, unakuja baada ya wiki mbili, hata hujui mahali ulifika kufundisha watoto. Ukianza ka story haka ka prodigal son, kesho uko kwa good Samaritan, na hata ile ya prodigal son haukumali. Wewe ni kithogodhanio. You are not consistent. Kwa hivyo make sure you are diligent, you are consistent. Another portrait, verse number 20. But in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and clay, some for honor and some for dishonor. Therefore, if anyone cleanses himself from the latter, he will be a vessel for honor, sanctified and useful for the master. Say vessel of honor. Say, I am a vessel of honor. So another good portrait is you are a vessel of honor. A vessel of honor. Kwa lugha ya kawaida ni utensils. Katika nyumba kuna utensils, kuna tools. You can say utensils or tools in the house. We are tools, we are vessels in a big house. Sisi zote tuko vyombo vya kutumiwa na Mungu. Na Biblia inasema in a big house there are vessels. Zingine ni za silver, zingine ni za gold, zingine ni za they are wooden, others of clay. Lakini they are all useful to the owner. Kwa hivyo usijione wewe useme mimi nimejengwa na mti, mimi nimejengwa na matope, mimi nimejengwa na nini. Kuna wakati unataka kupika supu na supu ya nyungu inakuwa mzuri sana. Ukitaka niki turuga wega muno na nyungu ni githeri. Just imagine umesha kula githeri kimechemshwa na sufuria ya chuma na sufuria ya nyungu. Ni kigani ungetaka kula? Kia nyungu kinakuwa kisuri, kia sufuria kinakuwa kigumu. Sijui hata hata taste. Sijui ni nini nyungu inaweka. Si ndio? Lakini what is harder? Si chuma ni gumu kuliko nyungu. So there is, even if you are another vessel, you are still important to the owner. What is required is that vessel be clean. Be a vessel of honor. What makes a vessel honorable? Ni usafi wake. It is not what it is made of. Ni usafi wake. What makes you honorable in this ministry is the cleanliness, the way you are sanctified. Ni usafi wako. Kwa hivyo wewe kuwa msafi kwa mawazo, kuwa msafi kwa mwili, kuwa msafi kwa mienendo, kuwa msafi kwa njia zako. As a teacher, be a vessel of honor. Na ujikali as a vessel of, carry yourself as a vessel of honor, so that you become honorable. In fact, sisi ndio tunastahili kuitwa honorable, si wale tunaita honorable. Nyinyi mnafikiri namna gani? Sisi we are the honorables. Na kutoka siku ya leo nimebatiza children ministers as honorable ministers. Na muwe mkiadresana honorable ministers. Si mnawaita children ministers honorable? Si ni Biblia inatuambia tuwe vessels of honor? Sasa you will be addressing them honorable ministers, kwa sababu Biblia inasema ni ministers. So and you must see, some of these people we call honorable, are they honorable? They are not honorable. But let's be honorable. Vessels of, say, I am a vessel and a vessel of honor. I am honorable. And this, you will only be honorable if you are sanctified and useful for master's use. So, tafuta. Ikiwa ni vile unasema, watu wanasikia maneno yanatoka kwa mdomo yako ni maneno, you are honorable. Kuna mapolitician wengine mimi sione kama ni honorable. hata nyinyi si mnawajua. Akirugama uguo uragia hihi arĩrĩkia atĩa, kwa sababu mdomo wake mambo ile inaachilia, si ndio? Hata wahubiri wengine. Sasa nilikuwa ninasikiliza mhubiri mwingine asubuhi, mimi unasikitika kwa sababu maneno yale yanatoka kwake si ya honorable person, si ndio? So what we say is very important. And in preaching we say you must be discreet. The word discreet. Discreet. How do you spell the word discreet? I know, eh? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What does it mean? Eh? Discreet? Ni kitu kama hiyo. Unachunga. You don't come and talk about your bedroom in front of watoto. Ate? Andika discreet. Ate? Imetoka kwa kichwa. Hasikuwa nimeiandika, lakini iko kwa kichwa. Ate tunaandika I S C R E E T. Ndio hiyo. Ni vizuri sana uangalie ni nini unazungumza mbele ya watoto. Ya watoto. Nyinyi mkitaka kujua vile kile kinasumbua wazazi, mnafanya nini mkiwa shule? Shule, wewe you are a teacher. Sema na nguvu. Simu ukisema vile ukitaka kujua kile kinakula mtoto, sema waambie. Najua mimi si mwalimu, mimi ama preacher.
Wakati mwingine tunaongea in the process of talking, ya sehemu tunafanya nani.
Kwa hivyo sometimes the way children talk, the way they talk at home. Na kwa hivyo, na unajua mwalimu is a parent by extension, si ndio? So the way you talk, also your children will talk. Mkiwa watu mwana discipline, also children will be disciplined. So na wewe, jambo lingine ni ya kwamba you are a human being, si ndio? So wewe ni human being. Ingawa wewe ni mwalimu, bado una shida zako. You have also to be careful what you disseminate in front of your children, the children, isn't it? Usilete hasira zako kwa darasa. Ukiwa mumekosana na mume wako, usilete hasira ya mume wako. Kwa nini? Ikiwa mmekosana na watoto wako, usilete hasira zako kwa darasa. So you have to know what you are to present before the children. And you also take care. What is affecting you does not affect your class. Are we together? Kwa hivyo hayo ni mambo ya muhimu sana. And the last portrait ni that one of a servant. A servant. Let me see where it is. servant. Verse number 24. Verse number 24. Verse number 24. And the servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but gentle to all, able to teach, patient in humility, correcting those who are in opposition. If God perhaps will grant them repentance so that they may know the truth and they may come to their senses and escape the snare of the devil, having been taken captive by him to do his will. So the quality of a servant is that a servant is submissive. A servant is submissive. Ni mtu aliye mnyenyekevu. A servant is submissive, and that means, and all those qualities you see, he is gentle, not quarrelsome, is patient, is humble, he corrects in love, is able to teach, is a servant, is submissive, is submissive. Ni mtu ananyenyekea kwa mamlaka. So those are 7 portraits of a good leader. The first portrait, 1, you must be a teacher. And what's the quality of a teacher? The second one, you are a soldier. A quality of a soldier, loyal and is able to endure. The third one, an athlete. The quality of an athlete, yes, is disciplined and keep to the rules, isn't it? The fourth one, a farmer. A quality of a farmer is hardworking, yes. The fifth one is a worker, and the quality of a worker is diligent, is consistent, yes. He study, he make efforts. Number 6, a vessel of honor. We are all honorable, isn't it? Quality of a vessel of honor, and a car is pure in life, isn't it? Very good. And the last one, a servant. Quality of a servant, submissive, isn't it? Clap for yourself. May I bring this is an organogram. This is what I'm finishing with. Madam, and I always give this to leaders when I am teaching. Na hii ninawapatia leaders wote wa aina yote wakati ninafundisha, because hii inakusaidia kuweza evaluate your work. So I'm giving you an organogram ile itakusaidia, and this is characteristics of a good or of good leadership, or it is an organogram of a characteristics of a good organization. And yours is an organization. So there are characteristics. A good organization has a purpose. It has what? And our purpose as Christian leaders is in Matthew chapter 28, verse number 19. What does it say? Go ye and make disciples to all nations. So our purpose is to make disciples. When we go to class, we are making disciples. And for us to achieve this purpose, you will find 8 things. Okay? So, these are characteristics of a good organization, Every good organization has recognized leaders. So, these good leaders, they help us to meet our purpose. Are we together? So, do we have recognized leaders in your Sunday school? This is what you need to have. Every good organization, there is cooperation. Cooperation to fulfill the purpose. So we cooperate to fulfill the purpose. Every good leader must cooperate. There is cooperation. People cooperate so that they may fulfill their purpose. The other thing is what Reverend Peter said. In every good organization, there must be records and reports. Every good organization, there are records and reports. Okay? Every good organization, there is orientation and training. Every good organization has orientation and training. Every good organization has basis of membership. Every good organization has basis of membership. Every good organization has regular meetings. Has regular meetings. Every good organization must have responsibilities of each person. So every leader has his or her responsibility. Every good organization must have plan of action. This is something that you need to draw and probably put in your office or your notebook so that you may evaluate yourself. So in our Sunday school, LCA Sunday school, do we have recognized leaders? Tuna viongozi? Kwenu branch yenu kuna viongozi? Yeah? So you must know your leaders in your branch. Na kwa sababu everything lies at the fall on leadership. Tukikosa viongozi, hatuna organization. Na kila wakati ninasema, afadhali muwe na weak leaders than not having leaders at all. Tuko pamoja? Afadhali muwe na weak leaders than not having leaders at all. So those leaders that you have, usiseme our leaders are weak. Leaders, it is good to have leaders, hata ikiwa ni weak. So you cannot live without leaders. Na that's why in a country, hakuna wakati kuna vacuum ya leadership. Si munaona, hata wakati ya election, ili sasa kusiwe na vacuum ya leadership, president akipeana upanga kwa yule mwingine, yule ako nyuma yake anaruka, anakuja nini? They make sure they are at no one time hakutakuwa na vacuum ya nini? Ya leaders. Kwa hivyo in your branch, make sure you have leaders all the time. Musikose leaders. The other thing is that people must cooperate. Watu ni lazima washikane nini? Mikono. You must always work together as a team. Cooperate. And Sunday school is not a one-man show. Ni kazi ya watu, ni kama watu wakiwa kwa mpira. Kuna goalkeeper, kuna wale tunaita defenders, kuna wale tunaita center, sijui what, mimi am not mzuri sana, na kuna wengine wako kule katikati, si ndio? You will find they all work together, but their aim is to win the match. Na mmoja akiwin, all of them have won. Kwa hivyo there must be cooperation. Cooperate. When we were growing up, kuna ng'ombe wa cooperative walikuwa wanachorwa. Ng'ombe moja imewekewa nyasi upande huu na ingine imewekewa upande gani? Na wakati moja wanaonyeshwa huyu akitaka kukula upande huu na yule anataka kukula upande ule. Lakini anashindwa, hawawezi kukula if they are pulling in the opposite direction, si ndio? Lakini hawa ng'ombe wa cooperative tunaona waliona hawawezi kukula. Kwa hivyo walikuja wakashauriana, wakasema kwanza tuende tukule hii nyasi kwa sababu tumefugwa alafu tuondokee hii tuende tukule gani? You will not win if you are working alone. Are we together? So as much as possible, cultivate cooperation in your branch and in the local church. Tunafanya kazi pamoja. And that is why tumekuja pamoja, because together we are strong. Tukiwa mmoja, we are weak. Si ndio? Keep records. She talked about keeping records. What are tell me the records in the Sunday school. 1, register. 2, orodhesheni. Register. Ingine, offering. Must keep your offering record. Ingine, yeah, record. Hata hiyo teaching curriculum na program is also records. Ikiwa kuna expenses ni lazima muweke nini? All those. Hata number of teachers is part of record. What have you learned throughout the year? This is the report, isn't it? Like now, Yes, you have meetings. Now what I would encourage in every church, in every director, and I advised my elders in this church, kuliko wawekage minutes, record ya minutes out in loose papers. Buy a hard book, black book. Okay? Kwa sababu failo wakati mwingine makaratasi inafanya nini? Ili sasa yule anaandika kwa kitabu, kwa kitabu kama hiki, kile hard book. Anaandika. Even if you will type them, wacha aandike kwa hard book. Ili na hiyo ni permanent record. Keep good records of your progress, evaluation, do evaluation. Everything that you do, keep record. At the end of the year, give reports. And here we do what we call, we are able to do monitoring and evaluation. Do you do monitoring and evaluation? Monitoring progress and evaluating success and if they are failures. Tuko pamoja? So, ani wewe kwa shule yako, do you do monitoring and evaluation? Very much, isn't it? So there is, and you will not be able to monitor progress. You will not be able to know whether, if you are not giving reports. Every teacher should give a report at the end of the lesson. The headmaster should ask for the report. How many kids did you teach today? What were the challenges today? Do you write challenges every day? In fact, if you are able, in the ideal situation, every class, you should know how many kids were in the class, what were the successes, the challenges, and what were the successes of that class. That is monitoring and evaluation. And you keep them in the record, and you are able to do a good evaluation at the end of the day. There should be orientation. Tukipata mtu mpya, tusimuigize mara moja katika darasa aje aka make noise, because if you don't know what you are teaching, you go to make noise and waste children's time, isn't it? So before you give a person responsibility, give him or her orientation. Let them be trained. And that is why we are having training. And it is important. Do not allow people to teach if they are not trained. Because people cause a lot of accidents on the pulpit. Ati Yesu alipokuwa msalabani, hata kuna mtu mmoja aliponywa. Wakati soja alimpiga mkuki, damu ilitoka hapo ikamwagika, ikakuta soja moja alikuwa na jisho moja, hata ikaangukia jisho huyo soja, akapata jisho. Hizo ni hekaya za wabunuasi. Na unaweza kukuta walimu wanafundisha namna things they collect on the street. Let them be well trained. Na wajue Biblia yao vizuri. The other thing, who is the member of these teachers? Ni akina nani wanakuwa walimu wenu? Do you have basis? Si mtu ni lazima awe ameokoka, nawe amekaa kwa kanisa kwa siku fulani, si ndio? So let there be basis. Wale watu wanafundisha wajulikane ni akina nani, what are their qualifications, what makes one to be a teacher. Kwa hivyo ni lazima kuwe na basis. Na wacha wajue, for you to qualify to be a teacher, these are the qualifications and these are the basis of membership. Hata watoto, not every child is a member of your class, si ndio? See, kuna different categories. Kuna kama hapa Kiambu tuna AJOS, tuna Sunday school, tuna ambassadors. Who qualifies to be an AJO? Their basis, si ndio? Who qualifies to be a Sunday school? Their basis. Who qualifies to be an ambassador? Their basis. Who qualifies to be a dynamic? So, basis are very important. The other thing, you cannot succeed without meetings. So there must be teachers, they must always come together. Many meetings inafanya muweze kuenda pamoja, because you cannot go together. We say two cannot walk together unless they agree. So many meetings make you agree. In a help you agree. Because when you come together, you discuss issues and you agree. Then you give responsibility to each person, isn't it? Kila mtu ajue, today I'm the one who is teaching. I am the class teacher. Do you have class teachers? Kuna wale wanakuwa class teachers. Give responsibility to people. Wacha kuwe na wale wanahusika na hospitality. Wacha kuwe na wale wanafanya kazi hii. Let in every class, let there be, kila mtu awe na responsibility. Kuna wakupaga watoto, kuna wakufundisha, kuna wakufidi watoto, kuna wakucheji pampers. Walimu wanacheji mapampers? Okay, hiyo mimi sijui. Ama kuna yule anaita mzazi aje acheji pampers mafi yakianza kutoka, si ndio? Lazima kuwe na responsibility, si ndio? Let there be responsibility in every meeting that you have. Let there be a plan of, kama sasa mkitoka hapa, I'm expecting a plan of action. Mkitoka hapa ni lazima mutoke na plan of action. From this workshop, what are we going to do? And with those very many words, may God bless you. Niwaombe. Tusimame.